you said, but when you scold someone for being wrong, it's in saying that it's coming out of love, it's not really coming out of love. It's projection of a certain level of energy. Because when you corrected me, that was out of love. You just wanted the viewers to know the correct pronunciation, and you wanted me to learn.
Because what I don't want to happen is I don't want viewers behind the scenes to be like, man, they just letting these dudes just say whatever and it's not right and this and
you
this.
Know what I'm saying?
That causes more dissent and more division than just saying, all right, brother, this is the way it's actually pronounced, and you know what I'm saying, we can move forward from there.
And we went
so
just
you
like
know
that.
and they know.
Boom.
Exactly.
Boom. And it was a certain empathy with it. It was a certain love
in a professional
and respect.
Sense, in a relationship sense, or friendship sense, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes. It was a certain love and respect. And so with that in the back of my mind, I also felt and understood the difference between the two. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I thank you for that, because it also showed me that I grow, because I am open to learn new things. But I also may learn something about myself. If you do it a certain way, I'm gonna take it's not gonna hit the same way.
Right.
And like my therapist said, intention versus impact. But we're gonna get into it though. Let me see.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into this shit, man.
We live right now, you guys. Come on in. We about to get the show started. Give us about 2 minutes. We about to get it started. Let me see, get on here and share, like.
Share, like. That's what I gotta tell you. Hey, that they did, man. I think the motherfucker they did, man. They did. They did, man. I gotta tell the motherfucker, man.
Hey, we want all our regulars. We need y'all in here today on the conversation.
It is going.
All the regulars.
It is going to the moon
here today and comment on these top topics we got today, cause
it's going up, not down. It's going up. Let's go.
Yeah,
it's on fire.
It's going up.
It's on fire. It's gonna be on fire.
And to those of you, you know what I'm saying, that I be sharing with, and y'all, you know, give me the thumbs up like y'all like it. Come in the damn show.
No, for real.
Yeah, get in here.
Hey, like thumbs up. Funk that thumbs up. Come in the show, damn it. Give us your opinions and stuff. We want y'all here. You know what I mean? Who's that? Oh, I thought I seen somebody already. I thought I seen a comment. Somebody said something. Aye. Nick, come on in here.
Where Nick at?
Man,
and that's who
Nick is entrepreneur.
I'm about to give you a whooping.
Nick is
entrepreneur
and making all the dough.
I miss you, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy, like, I don't never forget about you, but I just forget you ain't been here though.
Yeah.
Cause you know what I'm saying? Because we be talking to everybody else now. Where the hell you at, Nick? We gotta have you.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Who we got in the house? Let us know that y'all here. Live on Instagram, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. We are live everywhere. You can also leave your comment on Facebook. You can leave your comment on YouTube. That's what we can, that's what we need.
Tap in so you can get smacked in. I was just playing.
Marlon's in the house.
Hey, real quick, a public service announcement to those of you out there. If you a TikTok crackhead,
it's bad.
Y'all need to go in your settings and turn off auto update on TikTok.
Turn off auto update?
Yep. Because if you don't, if it updates, it's going to kick you out.
Oh.
And there's no way to re-download it because it's still not back on the stores. So if you have TikTok on your phone and you gotta have it, go into the settings.
I gotta have
it. And turn off. Yeah, I know you're a crackhead. And turn off auto updates.
Okay.
You have been warned.
Hey man, as usual,
Shell, what's up?
Look, fat boy, I'm for the people.
Come on, man.
If that's your particular form of crack, hey, that's on you.
No, for real.
All right, man, we about to get it started in 5, 4, 3, 2.
All our illusions will disappear, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace. I love y'all. What's up? Hey, what's up, man? It's Reasons, y'all, on Fired Up Thursday. It's your boy Fuel in the house.
Fat Boy in the building. You already know what type of time we on. We are here.
Black living the place to be. Let's get it going.
Let's go, man. It's been a great week for me, man. I've been doing. I started working out. A brother started working out.
Come on now.
Just letting y'all know.
Health is
my son getting married this year, so I'm gonna head on down to Chicago, man. You know what I'm saying? Got a little dapper cool, you know what I'm saying, for my son, you know what I mean?
Fit into that tux, man.
How you guys been this week, man? Everything good?
Blessed, man. I finally finished my website. Great week, great emotional, intelligent week for me, man. A great breakthrough for me. I learned some things. I processed some emotions this week. I'm excited, man. I'm liberated, man, emotionally this week.
That's what's up. What's up with you, Liv? What you been doing this week, man?
You already know, man. Good. I went to dinner with the fam last night.
Happy birthday to Black Liv.
Thank you. No, I just went to dinner with the fam. That's all I wanted. Something low key.
Yeah,
and that's it, man. Other than that, I ain't got no job. Hell, I just hang around the house.
You deserve it. Many more, man.
That's what's up. I pray
many more.
So those of you listeners, we got a good show coming up, you guys. We're talking about the history in black men with Helen Jones Woods, enhancing your ability to be corrected without being offended. And the dear brothers and sisters that you got to stay tuned for to hear what it's about, because I think it's gonna be lit. It's gonna get heated. All right.
Amen.
All right. I want to start off, man. And sometimes I never tell y'all what video I'm gonna come up with or whatever to start off the conversation with. But and for Fat Boy, he know I'm not a big fan of your boy, Umar, Dr. Umar. Is it Umar or Umar?
Umar? It's Umar.
I don't know. But he says some things that makes sense. Yes. So sometimes I have to share it. So I'm gonna play this one. Let me know what you guys think, audience. Before I go into that video, though, I gotta give our early click ins their shout out. You know what I'm saying? Marlon, my man, always there for us. We appreciate you. And then, cuz I see you, Michelle, she's on here.
What's up,
you
cousin?
know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm about to do this.
Thank you, Marlon and Michelle. Thank you very much.
Yes, and then I'm about to hit this video and see what you guys think. All right, let's go.
Umar tweaking, huh?
Yeah, no, not really. Not this time. I don't think.
He didn't want to sell his masters to a certain music company. If he's wrong, he should do the time. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying he's only there because he broke the rules. Bill Cosby went to jail, not for molesting white women, but him and his wife didn't want to let the second largest oil company in the world drill under their home for oil. These people are not going to jail for sex crimes. They're going to jail for standing their ground. Puffy might be guilty, but that ain't why Puffy in jail. Puffy in jail because listen. You cannot be emotional and solve political problems. You cannot be emotional and solve. We get that from church. Church is all about emotion. You cannot liberate a people with emotion. Puffy may be guilty, and if he is, he should do the time. But that's not why he's there. Hugh Hefner did what Puffy did. He never went to jail. Puffy is in jail because he started a black first political party. Puffy is in jail because he sued one of the most powerful liquor companies in London. That's why Puffy's in jail. What the media does, because they know black people like to see black people fail, is they'll sell us this when the real agenda is that. I'm not saying don't hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. As black people, we believe in ethics and morality and character. But don't be so dumb that you can't see the hidden hand at play. That's all. R. Kelly is in jail because...
Bam! That's it. That's what I got, you guys.
I think I said that last week, didn't I? I hinted towards that last week about Puffy.
I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah,
but,
we all knew that.
But,
we've been saying it. We've been saying it for a while, but these people that have, put themselves though in a position to be, to be able to, go to jail. I mean, in order for them to even go there, they put themselves in those positions.
That's the problem. Yes,
that's the main problem. It's kind of like you cannot be up there and do what a Hugh Hefner do or whatever the case may be, and not, answer to anyone or whatever, especially those that you're suing, those that you're trying to take businesses from or be over when it comes to the white man, so to speak, but so he do speak some truth though.
He definitely dropping jewels.
That, what I'm saying, we cannot, solve political problems with our emotions.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But we can also at least put out there of you would not be in a situation if you don't do the crime.
Yeah.
If you don't do the crime, you know what I'm saying? You just can't put yourself in those positions or whatever. What's up, Heather? I see she's in the house. What's up with you?
I think a big part of though what he did address is that how I agree with what you're saying about the crime. I think that a big part of what he's saying is it's only the crime because it's people of ethnic or black people.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hugh Hefner did, right? When Hugh Hefner died, there were like at least 50 leaked cases that he has hid and suppressed of young girls being raped. But the difference between
a Playboy party,
the difference between him and a lot of these guys is because he had the payroll, he had the LAPD on payroll. So because he was Hugh Hefner, he had a lot more pull and juice, but the same things were going on. So it's not necessarily the crime, it's more of who the person is.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really care about P. Diddy freak-offs until he challenged the liquor companies. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so I do agree with you about them committing the crime. I think that, like he said, we have to point out the fact that the crime is really not the issue, because it's only a crime because these certain class of people are doing it.
But let it be a lesson, though, to our black men and women.
That you can't do.
You know what I mean? That yes, let there be a lesson to you. As you see, these people has climbed the ladder to be who they are and to get get as rich as they've gotten. But yet, you know what I'm saying, they're doing this other dirty. You can't do that and get there and think that you're going to stay on top or whatever, and have this negative reactions or negative, criminal reactions or whatever to, and think you're going to get away with it. Period. You know what I mean? That's the whole problem. That's Well,
a lot of the problems is it wasn't the crimes, it was the times. Back when Hugh Hefner did that stuff, you could pay off the mayor. You could pay off this, you could pay off this person, you could pay off that person. Mm-hmm. Now, the other part of that is what happens when those of our particular hue get money, mm-hmm. we think that we can do things and get away with it.
Like the white boy.
So basically what Bill Cosby and Diddy and R. Kelly did, they became too comfortable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And when you become too comfortable thinking that you can get away with something that somebody else did, somebody's going to come and slap you down and put you back in your place. And that's exactly what happened with these three dudes.
And
they may have done the crimes, but the problem is if you would have kept your mouth shut and played ball and played along, none of that stuff would have happened.
Absolutely, I agree.
You felt like you got too much money and you got too big to fail. Mm-hmm. You felt like you could just turn your back. Mm-hmm. and make things go away. Mm-hmm. It don't work like that for us. Period.
Exactly. It don't.
And it's you know what, Black Lift is it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the reality.
Mm-hmm.
You got too comfortable. Yes.
Yeah, it's the reality of it. And it sucks of just how blatant it is, but it's the reality. And it's always been this way. Mm-hmm. And I think for the next generation, just to go to kind of to your point, that we just have to be more aware of that and understand that we just can't play the same games that everybody else plays because they're looking for it. They're looking to take us out with it later on. So we definitely do like Ice Cube at E40. I tell them, go home after the show.
Exactly.
Go home to your wife, man, and call today and do all the freaky shit you want to do with your wife, or do like Denzel and hide your little piece or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody knows. You know what I mean? And nobody knows what's really going on. I think that it's very important that you protect your interests and protect your family, and protect your name, man. Because like Black Lift said, unfortunately, when it's dealing with people of our hue, you know they coming.
And it's not so much they coming; it's a matter of they're gonna keep stuff like that as leverage against you.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the point. Because, but then you feel like Diddy. You felt like, man, I got Ciroc and I got this and I got all that. I got enough leverage. I can do whatever the hell I want to do and even sue these people. No, you can't, bro. They was using that. They was holding that over your head. They was holding freak offs over your head for
years. So just in case that you basically
exactly,
we're gonna cut you.
Well, the rumor is not necessarily they were holding it. Everybody had heard about it, right? But the rumor is that once he filed the lawsuit, that the liquor company actually hired private investigators. To investigate him, and they came up with all the evidence. Which
they knew it was going on.
Had an idea, everybody knew he was freaky as hell.
Just think, going into this meeting, right? Just go into a meeting with some big hats, right? And you going in there and you're, hey, look, y'all doing me wrong, and unless y'all do this, I'm gonna sue you.
But I never get.
You're in there with big hats.
Yeah.
And the big hats is kind of like, go on and sue all the fuck you want.
Because I know about your ass.
Go on and sue who you want.
Freaky man.
If you sue,
but check this out.
I got shit on you.
But check this out. The very first person that they arrested was that Pilgrim boy that was carrying his drugs.
Yeah.
Now, do you know that they dropped the charges against him?
Of course. Yes, because he was the tell-all.
Exactly.
He was the tell-all. Because if he didn't,
called him a
he would have been in jail probably for life. You see what I'm saying?
I like how you did that.
He done already turned states, bro.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Once you get in trouble, that's when you start running back to fellow pilgrims.
No, this is and I always never understood why. Because I ain't gonna lie, I ever get bread like that, I'm gonna know shit about everybody. And you're not gonna even be able to smear me because you're gonna be right in jail next to me. Because I'm gonna be like, yeah, I know about the little boy you be dating on the side. I know about you, I know about all your escapades too. Because we all can hire the best private investigator that money could buy. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's funny. My wife be telling me all the time. She was like, you got some really good opinions. Why don't you run for a political office? I'm like, I don't need them digging in my background like that. I'm cool.
All up in that mug, boy.
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't want them in mine either.
Yeah, nope. There's some stuff that will come up that would not be nice. So no.
Have y'all heard? And just maybe because I haven't dug that deep or whatever, but have y'all heard of anybody of all of those three that we just named? Anybody that hung with them, anyone that basically knew what was going on with it? Have you heard of any of them going to jail?
Hell no, he gonna tell on them though.
No,
he gonna tell on them though.
No, I mean I'm talking about R. Kelly's security, R. Kelly's other artists that are around him, Bill Cosby securities, so people around him.
The feds don't work like that, Phil.
No. Exactly.
Yeah, the feds don't care about it, but they ain't never cared about that.
They don't care about nothing else but the
they want the main dude. They always do that.
Exactly.
They've been doing that for the last since they started the RICO.
Because they're gonna flip everybody else and use them for evidence.
Use them for evidence, exactly. That's why they got a 98.7, 99
conviction rate.
Conviction rate.
They slamming shit. Either you gonna plea out,
right,
or we gonna get somebody to snitch on you, or you gonna go to court and we gonna max your stupid ass out because I got overwhelming evidence on you.
Right.
You already know how most of them cats just strike a plea deal, don't even go to jail.
I would too, because
I would too. Yeah. What 5 years of probation?
Me killing 6 people. I'm like, yeah.
5 years of probation.
Yeah, I'll take it. No, for real.
Yeah, bet that.
What did Marlon say? That's what Future.
Oh yeah, Marlon got it 100%. Future tried to tell Muggs they get too comfortable.
Yep, he did.
Who else did it? Who else was?
I agree, Heather. Heather made a great point.
What'd she say?
No, but they should have went to jail too. That is correct, but that's not the way it works.
That goes to show you that's not what the this ain't what it is about.
It's a part of it.
It ain't about all of those other that committed crimes. It's about just that person that committed.
So the so-called justice system is not about justice.
It's not
about justice.
It's about punishment. It's about punishing. It's about punishing who they want to punish.
Hey, I got that from Richard Pryor. He said, I went down to court looking for justice, and that's all I see was just us.
Yep, just us. Yep.
All right, man. All right, so Fat Boy, you had a video.
I got a video.
I guess we can go ahead and jump into it as to this next topic. We just gonna get we got a main topic, of course, you guys, but we had some stuff to get off our chest this week. So go ahead and play it, dog. Here we go.
I am not with them.
And come up and talk about how successful they are and how intimidated men are, and they never say a word about their character. And I just can't help but think about how turned off women get when men lead with money and lead with accomplishment and end up having nothing but unavailability and coldness and lack of emotional development, because that, unfortunately, is what it takes to succeed in certain career fields. You can look it up. And for some reason, women think that the success that they've amassed has somehow happened without them becoming devoid of a lot of the personality and relationships that men are devoid of. And they flex their accomplishments and money the same way men do. And somehow we make it different every time. Every time. No disrespect to you, but you didn't say about being a good woman. Nothing. Why you didn't say no. I'm just gonna, all that, bro. Didn't say nothing about. I can tell you this is about a larger point. This is not about her as an individual. We don't hear I'm successful, I got my degree, and I've been in therapy the last 3 years working out my issues. I just bought a house, and I also identified my childhood trauma and it took inventory over my baggage, and I got it out the way. Oh, also I'm loyal. My time management is on point. I do what I say I'm going to do. I'm considerate. We never hear any of it. What I hear is when say that y'all act like, when men say that y'all have turned into alphas, what we're talking about is the worst parts of manhood. Y'all have taken it on. Now, the problem with men is that we won't admit that those are the worst parts of us too. But shorty, y'all have taken the worst parts of what it means to be successful, and y'all wear that like a badge. Look at what it's done to us. If you need an example of what it looks like to only live in your accomplishments, look at the black men around you. You in a city full of them. Look at how devoid they are. Look at what it took them to get to where they are. Look at how underdeveloped some of them are emotionally. This is what you want? Is this what we're going to do, to let accomplishments be band-aids for that?
Damn.
Let him cook.
Damn.
Let him cook. Hello, I gotta.
Hey, give him a shout out, boy.
Shout out to my boy Bugsy. That's my boy Jalil. I grew up with him. He usually be sending some crazy stuff. But that one hit home this week because I deal with it often, being in the dating world. And I just let Fuel hear something just about 10 minutes ago, and it's no, you see him, he out of control.
I know Fuel was like, what?
Yeah, I ain't gonna go there on what I let him hear, but you know what I'm saying. But I let him hear something, and what I've been getting lately, right, in the dating world, right. When I was in my relationship prior to this, I wasn't emotionally intelligent enough to be able to cognizantly talk about this, right, or address this and articulate this properly. But there is this misconception because a woman has gathered all of these accomplishments that now she's fit to be a wife. I never hear, like he said, I never hear women like me. I've been in Black Lift. So when I got out of my relationship, Black Lift as a man told me it's time for you to get and work on you and break. But when I talk to women about this, when I say I suggest a certain amount of therapy, I've been in therapy for 2 years. I never hear women say I'm actively working on myself. I'm growing to be a better woman.
Unless it's financial.
Unless it's financial. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So she crazy. She talking about where's Dr. C. Dr. C be here a little later. She wants to back up. And I love the fact how he addressed it because he was not attacking her.
No,
right. I think that it's very important that even as men, right, we start to hold our counterpoints accountable. And he made a great point. What men have to recognize is that's the worst parts of us, right? And we have to begin to change the things that we deem successful, right? We have to stop living in accomplishments. I see a lot of women, like he said, that hate when men talk about their boat and their new car they just bought and how often that they flying around and how often he can buy and sell any woman. But here is when they come to the table, they bring this, right? Some women, right? I don't want to generalize that some women, they all they come to the table with is their accomplishment and not how they can be a wife. But because they are accomplished, they are seen as a wife. Black Lift.
Now I don't mean to cut you off, but have society constructed that for the women to be that way when it comes to their accomplishments, when they're actually really ignoring what they're doing to the male?
No, I think like Tripp said on the video, I think men have. I think men have
that part.
Men have done it for so long. Women, like he said, he hit it on the head. Men have been doing it for so long. Women have begun to take the worst parts of men and pattern their lives behind that because they know or mirrored it because they got tired of men using those same things against them. And so it became a defense mechanism and they begin to stockpile on certain things. You get what I'm saying? And so I then too, that's why I love this video and being accountable. Like Black Lift said, I can then take the responsibility as a man. We are the perpetuators of that kind of behavior. My issue of it is when you point it out, then women try to combat you and try to say, oh no, but I know for a fact because that's the worst parts of me, right? And that's the worst parts of the things that I've pushed and perpetuated into society.
Right.
Go ahead, Black Lift, because you got some shit. I can see it on your face.
No, it's just like he said, though. The problem within the Black community is that men have not worked on themselves.
Yeah.
And so far, unfortunately, women have been forced to become alphas, and because there's a lot of men that are betas. You see what I'm saying? So basically, there's a lot of men that won't step up and take that alpha role. So women have now been forced to do that. And yes, they have, like he said in the video, they've taken on the worst part of being an alpha male, which is basically just trying to lord over and hold your accomplishments over somebody's head. And that's not going to get you anywhere. Just like he said in the video, the women are not, when they come, especially like you said in the dating pool right now, the first thing a woman will say is, I got my master's, I got my PhD, I got my house, I got my car. I don't need no man.
Right.
So basically you've taken over the worst aspects of being a man. You now are holding everything that you have accomplished over what you should be as a human being and as a woman. Okay. And so yes, men have done that for a long time. But we're in a new time right now.
Yeah.
To where the whole I don't need no man. I got my own stuff. Okay, well, it's not a matter of you needing a man. Do you want a man?
Yeah. And what it's taking it to be.
Right. Do you want a partner?
That's these comments is coming, baby. It's coming.
I'm over here reading them.
Aziza, where is Dr. C? She will be here.
She left us alone. Yeah.
She'll be here. She didn't leave us alone. No. She's with us. Don't worry about
it.
Go
to Michelle's comment because I got a comment.
I got to go down the list, baby. Sometimes mirrors each other to show us the worst part of ourselves.
I like that, Marlon.
Yep. Exactly.
I like that, Marlon.
Heather says she don't see that.
I know.
What do you mean, Heather? Break it down. Talk to us. What do you mean? What is it you don't see? I want to make sure we understanding what you're saying.
So Heather's probably a different type of woman. That's why we said that you can't generalize that to every woman.
True.
Because you Heather, you may take pride in being a good woman over all the other stuff. But what we're saying is that in modern dating and stuff like that, there's a lot of women that are not like that. They just want to point out their accomplishments and say they don't need no man.
Yeah. Well, I definitely know Heather ain't like that. So show.
Okay, well that's what's up.
I'm not sure
of that quote for women. A man that asks a woman, "What do you bring to the table?" seems feminine. And once again, Michelle, I think that's. I'm gonna be like him. I'm gonna be very, no disrespect, right? I think that's become a woman's cop out. Not once did he ask her what did she bring to the table. He said that she has to offer more than what her accomplishments are. Right? I think that the moment that a man shows that he's emotionally intelligent, we immediately are said that we're feminine. And I think that's a cop-out and a lack of accountability from a woman.
And it's not always about your accomplishment.
It's not always about your accomplishment. And it's not always about, you should be asked on what you bring to the table besides your accomplishments, right? Mm-hmm. You should be asked, are you a wife? Yeah. Right? Just because you're a woman and you carry yourself a certain way doesn't mean that you're particularly a wife. What as a woman do you bring to the table that makes you a wife? Are you nurturing? Like he said, he said a lot of great things. I've unpacked my childhood traumas and I recognize those, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a loyal, I'm a good woman, right? He said what he addressed is that she didn't come to the podium and say any of that. The first thing she approached was what she had.
I always play the devil actor. I can never say it.
Go ahead.
But is it though the male? Is it not to say responsibility? Is it the male's duty to figure out or find out or learn these things before, even though that person comes with their accomplishments and everything? Well, if you really want to learn this woman, don't you ask those questions as to what their history is and for emotionally? You know what I'm saying? As
you do, but when you
whatever the case may be,
but when you come to talk to somebody, and the first thing you do is you lead with your accomplishments, that throws people off.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, you should lead with the fact that
can you deflect from that part of the conversation to learn this woman? Because sometimes, like you said, that might be the thing that's shielding them. That might be the thing that make them strong. That might be the thing that, you know what I'm saying? But what made you weak? What makes you feel, you know what I'm saying? Let's get deeper.
But to me, that exposes insecurity. Because if you have to lead with your accomplishments,
but even that means the case though. If this is a woman that you're talking to and that you want to be with, don't you take the time out and try to learn deeper than just what she accomplished? And yes, because she might be that emotional that way for a certain reason. But if I'm not going to take that certain, that those accomplishments that she's doing and just reflect that that's who this person is and that's it. I'm gonna have to learn this person.
Okay, but
why is this person this way or whatever? Is there something that I can sit and learn about this person to, better her and better myself or whatever, and have more meaningful conversation as opposed to just having a judgment on, she make this comment now she thinks she's the alpha or whatever the case, of the relationship.
But
you
to
going deep in yourself too to learn about that person.
Exactly. But to me, as someone who's always been working on myself, if somebody comes to me and that's the first thing they say, I just hit the number one nail on the head. You have not worked through your trauma. Nope. You have not worked through your childhood trauma. Nope. You've not worked through anything in your life other than the fact that you want to be an alpha. You want to be the leader. You want to be the one that's doing all of this and going out your accomplishments.
Can you open that conversation for
I'm
that?
Going to answer your question. No, you cannot.
Wow.
Because as you see in all these comments, the moment that a man begins to speak emotionally intelligent, he is immediately seen as feminine. And I follow a brother by the name of Jason Wilson, and a man is feminine and masculine. What makes a real man, ladies, let me address this to y'all. What makes a real man, like my brother Blacklift, is he understands how to balance the both of them.
What? I ain't a real man.
No, I'm not saying that, because I think that there's a misconception of what a man is to society. A man is very loving, very caring, so much that he'll die for his family. Right? That's not just masculinity. There's a level of love and femininity in that. And if you really want to get to understand this, there's a brother by the name of Jason Wilson who talks about this all the time. And he talks and speaks to the reason a lot of men are afraid to be the men that they're supposed to be, because at the moment that they are vulnerable, it is seen to be as feminine.
Okay,
right?
But if a woman feels that way, then obviously that's not the woman for you. If a woman not understanding and understand the fact that, you know what I'm saying, if you're opening your heart, you've been vulnerable about yourself and everything like that, and they're not responding in a positive way and feel like that you're weak, then that's not the woman for you.
I agree with you, though.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't disagreeing with that.
Aziza said we are not supposed to tell you why we should be a wife. You should see what you want in a wife in us and move accordingly. Otherwise, I am just glorifying myself.
What, Aziza? Thank you.
No.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying? Because we for one thing, you're not going to play with me is the mind game.
Yeah, that's.
I'm not going to play the mind. I ain't going to try to guess what you want.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to learn you. Yeah. I'm going to learn about you and see how you move and see what I can do to give you or whatever what you need or want. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to just guess. And then if I'm guessing wrong, you on some bullshit like, oh, he don't love me. He don't care about me. He ain't trying to learn nothing about me. No, I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to, yes, it's come to open communication. Open it, tell me what you want. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of communicating.
I think it becomes a cop out for women not to be accountable for what they think that they are a wife and not. Like he said, none of the things that he's saying were things that
Heather's blowing it up.
Yeah, she's going crazy. No, Heather's dropping jewels, though. Yeah, exactly. I love it. Go ahead. Aziza says, if you don't see wife in me, then I'm not your wife. Okay, but
true that. Moving on.
Marlon said, huh?
For real. Because we scratching our head. She said,
we as women do not want to be alphas.
I agree.
I don't think women want to be alphas, but a lot of them are.
I think it's been some.
Right.
Yes.
Some.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's say some because we don't want to generalize.
I can't say all. Yeah.
We don't say. Let's not even say a lot. Right.
Marlon, didn't Kenya Sellers say that though?
So Kevin Samuels did say the same thing. However, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it.
And I agree.
That part.
Kevin Samuels was so misogynistic with the stuff that he said that so if you really want people to follow what you say, you have to say it in a way that's easy to digest.
Yes, exactly.
He was just a violent.
Yeah.
he was something else.
He was wild with it.
Right.
Yeah, he went too far.
No, it's not what I need. It's about what I want. I don't need you. I want you. Is that what you're saying?
Okay. Yes, I want you. Exactly, Heather. That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
When they hit you with that, I don't need no man. It's not a matter. No, we don't need anything. We would like to have someone in our lives.
Exactly.
Cut. I'm gonna say cut. Michelle say, we as women do need men in our lives. We may not want to admit it, but we need that masculine side in our lives. I agree.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
And women. One thing I have learned is women appreciate the protection of a man, the security of a man. You know what I mean? Or feel secure to being around a man. You know,
but that's what we hit on last week. If a woman doesn't feel secure with you,
exactly,
they're not gonna see you as a man. They want to feel secure.
Mm-hmm. You don't see what in women, Heather? I missed that one.
I get it, y'all.
We as women need that balance of masculinity from a man to keep us balanced and humble. True that. True that. That's what I say. I think so. You ride. You ride. Pete Thomas, what's up?
What's up?
He said, "What was the sexual revolution of the '60s? Women wanted to sleep with multiple partners and be considered equal to men."
Drop it. Hey,
yeah, you went way back, Pete. I don't know.
He came like the ladies. He came with a shotgun in his little thing.
Yeah, he did. He just blasting folks. Okay.
Okay. Ziza said, "That's what I'm saying too. What makes a wife is different for each man. So I can tell you why I'm a wife. That's up to you, depending on what you need."
That boy said, keep it moving.
Yep. Worse. Oh, y'all silly, man.
The worst man. That is
yes, sir. It's facts.
It's the right man. He will change her without her knowing. If she does know, it's because she wants to change for him.
What is considered the right man, y'all? What was considered a right woman? I just
comments get through here.
But what is changing for someone?
Yeah. Oh, good.
I mean, if you find someone, you should be able to accept them for who they are.
Yeah.
Now, if there are things that they haven't accomplished or things that they haven't worked out from their past, that's something that you can work on to discover. But it shouldn't change them at their base point. If it changes them, then who were they? Were they really the person that you married?
Oh,
I agree.
Oh,
So basically, you've been holding. That's part of the problem that a lot of people run into is that when you put on that mask, when you start dating, as in, and I'm gonna use Fuel, you in your case, you was direct with your ex. No, seriously, you was direct with your ex. But she expected you to change.
True.
But you were who you were.
Yeah, exactly.
And she knew that going in. Yeah. So therefore, what it comes down to is that people should not put on masks that they can't hold on to. True. You can't put on an act and keep that act going for your entire life.
No.
That false face is gonna fall off.
You're gonna come out eventually somewhere.
Exactly. It's gonna fall off.
Yeah, and it's a lot of time wasted because you sit here and try to construct and make yourself.
My God, 29 years. No, I'm kidding.
Well, no, we ain't gonna go there, but Marlon, get that.
Marlon says, "Women tell me every day what a man is supposed to be, but if a man says what a woman should be, y'all or she be, y'all know the rest. You every ism and the cause of humanity's problems." And I agree, Marlon. I think that there's definitely has been a double standard on us telling who each other is. I think that when men start to point out certain things, he's sassy as hell for real. And he's not a real man. He not. I hear a lot of this masculinity and all of this, but as I begin to read, some of your most masculine men are some of the most gentle people. Some like they talk about the samurai. The samurai was into flower arrangements, right? There's a lot of David in the Bible, one of the greatest warriors ever. There's countless accounts of him in the Bible weeping to God, right? And so I think that there's this misconception of masculinity and what that looks like. So I really need y'all to understand what masculinity is before we begin to throw that word around and using it as a trigger word to make a man feel less masculine or less manly than he's supposed to be.
Well, you can't, but there's a reason why there's the phrase now out, toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Because you can still be masculine, but there is a point where that masculinity can go into being toxic.
Toxic, I agree.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
You know?
Pete said an aggressive woman in the workplace is frowned upon, just like the worst men.
Yep.
True.
Very true.
So we got comments out the crowd.
She said, "For once, I
agree with you."
Okay.
Look. Right, yo.
Look,
she said for once, not me.
I didn't say that. She said that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You see how he be coming at us?
Exactly.
Thank you, Aziza.
Yes, thank you, Aziza. Also, as men, we have forced women to be tough and harder because we have failed them. So I have to be fair. So Marlon, that is correct, and it's something I just brought up a couple minutes ago because there's a lot of, unfortunately, there's a lot of there's a lot of soy boys out here that that want to play video games and don't want to be a man.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And so we forced, not we, but society has made these dudes into betas. They not alphas. Yeah. You know, it's the softening of America. And it's bad. That's all I can say.
And the brother, and I want to address something too. The brother Jason Wilson always also talks about that too. That's a wolf pack thing, right? Let's go get where the alpha male comes from. The alpha male comes from the analogy that there's two wolves in the jungle and they fight to see who's the biggest and the toughest male. People have done research and found that that's a debunked mythology. That doesn't actually happen. The men that were looked up to in the wolf world or in that realm are men as sense of like Black Lift, men who are married, right? The men who are humbling themselves constantly for them wives and sacrifices and things like that. So the whole ideology of an alpha male is off a myth. And so I think that we need to kind of change that too. And then they come with the beta, but that whole idea of alpha wolf doesn't even exist amongst the wolf pack. So let's go ahead and talk about that as well.
So Mom says, yes, everyone is not a wife or a husband. That takes molding and self-awareness and doing the work on yourself. Exactly. Even April Mason points out women must bring more than their compliments to. Too.
Yeah. But more than their accomplishments, exactly. Yeah. And that's basically what I was from the video, or whatever. And that's basically what he said. It's bringing, more than your accomplishment to the table, or whatever the case would be, or whatever, and try to take the relationship with that.
Because he said in the video, not once did you come to me and say that you were a good woman. You started out with your masters and your house and your car and blah 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 blah. You never said none of that.
Had the just example of that. Not only that, I heard it from myself. In real time.
I experienced so much
15 minutes ago.
So Fat Boy, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. Fat Boy I don't know how to say this the right way without saying it the wrong way. I come across so many beautiful women, okay? And I have a lot of conversations, or I converse with a lot of women. And the things that I hear are appalling. Like, they are diabolical. Like, you will say hi to a woman and the first thing she pop out with is her accomplishments, right? Not that I'm an awesome woman.
Make sure you said this. It's not everyone.
It's not everyone.
It's not everyone.
Some women. Now there are women that I meet that are amazing in the sense of when they realize that I am an emotional, intelligent man, they really appreciate that because I understand my level of vulnerability. I understand how to communicate and articulate my emotions. But what I've also come to notice is women with a lot of accomplishments don't like that because I hold them or feel that they're well accomplished because I hold them accountable. Because you're not going to just come across with the accomplishment. You're not the first woman I met with a house. You're not the first woman I met with a Benz. So I need more than that. Right. As the man that I am, I just got out of a relationship, taking care of a woman, paying for her home, paying for her life. Right. And I know what that got me as well. But I also know how I grew from that as well. So you can't manipulate me into saying certain things because I've been in real time, a real teammate. Right. And I've grown, lost at it. I didn't do well at it, came back and tried again. And so I know exactly what it takes. And when I hear a lot of this rhetoric, a lot of times, some women, all I hear is women that don't know what it is to be a wife. There's just an illusion of what a wife is. And that's why every week, I always say that I'm in preparation to be a husband. Because just because I'm a man with a phallus and I got my financials together, doesn't mean that I'm a husband.
True.
Right? It means that I still have work to do.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I stand by that because I'm still learning every day how to be a husband, because it's more to a husband than masculinity, protection, and provision. That's 3 layers of a man. There's so many layers to a man and what a man needs to do and provide.
This is a thing, you guys. Is anytime you with someone, whether it be the female or the female with the guy, instead of having that as a conversation, because you're going to see eventually what the accomplishments are.
Yeah.
You're going to see how that person moves. You know what I mean? So just moving forward to people that are trying to be in a relationship, are trying to get in there, it takes more than that.
It do.
And it's about more than that. You know what I mean? Who said y'all was nobody said we was feminine?
No. If you go back to
she said, I don't see.
If you go back and read Michelle's comment, she mentioned feminine behavior, and I think she did. It's in there somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Marlon says, George, they're gonna call him sassy because it goes against the grain. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Sassy,
sassy.
Sassy.
Go ahead.
They don't know to work through trauma past until they face it or something happens that makes them do so.
I agree.
People are never in the same place at the same time, even if married, women and men.
I agree on that. That I agree.
So Heather, I agree with that. However,
come on now.
That's something that should be discussed before you get together.
That part.
Because once again, if you are truly looking for, and I mean truly soul searchingly looking for your partner, you want to find someone that is basically at the same level as you. You don't really, and I'm not talking financially. I'm not talking stuff like that. I'm talking like emotionally. And even if you're not, you want to be fairly close. You don't want no big gaps to where somebody got to change. Somebody got to change. One of y'all going to change y'all entire being.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody got time for that.
Right.
But hopefully when you're talking, you'll find somebody that's close enough. I'm sorry, Heather. She said, "Don't however me."
Don't however me.
We're reading the head of the daggone what's
okay.
name. Right?
Okay, Heather. Okay, Heather. You was right. I give up. But yes, but you want to find someone that's close to the same level as you emotionally and mentally, because that's what's going to make you. That's what's going to make you a good team. Because unfortunately, when I first got married, I got married too damn quick, and I ain't know nothing about the person I married. And after all these years,
even about yourself, you didn't really know. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know myself, so how could I know her?
Yeah, exactly. That part.
Facts.
Marlon said, "What you say, Marlon?"
Phil, I can tell you ain't been outside in a minute. These y'all are mean men.
Y'all are mean men. Hey, I haven't been outside.
That man ain't been outside in a minute.
Dude, I you know what? I've been same as Fat Boy. I've been more so working on myself as well. And my accomplishment is what the woman gonna see when she meet me and see me. And I'm not gonna sit out here and be like, oh, I got my own house, I got my own crib, I got this and that, or whatever the case would be. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn me from me. And then you're gonna also learn. All you gotta do is go to your YouTube and see us on you're gonna learn why.
Hey, Pete got guns.
From there.
No, Pete coming out firing. What the hell?
Can I get to it?
Okay, hold on. We need our men to have vulnerable moments.
True. Thank you, Shell. Yes.
This the thing about that, Michelle. Y'all say that, but when he bring real raw vulnerability, that should become feminine and sassy, fast as hell.
Who's Jason? Jason Wilson?
Yes, sir. Right from the D. And
he's another kind of philosopher.
Yeah, an amazing brother.
So y'all need to do call-ins like the Breakfast Club. I got stuff to say.
No.
Hey, Marlon, you can call in, man. Dang it. We've been trying to tell y'all. Just call in.
No, we gotta get past this topic. Actually, we gotta get.
Well, we can't. We get past it. Yes, he is. Okay.
Yes, he is.
MP Thomas. Some women are alpha based on their life, and it is who they are. It is who they are.
That alpha don't exist, y'all. Go Google it. That's just something that, like Pete said.
That part, Phil, I missed it. What happened?
He said something deep.
That's old. Forget it.
I'm trying to catch up on the comments, y'all.
Yes, we need to feel protected.
I agree.
YT women, not black.
YT, okay. YouTube women, not black women. Okay, I agree. Where's Dr. C? Y'all out of control in here. I figured. No, for real.
She's coming. I think.
I don't know. She might not make it.
But she's in a recording right now.
No, she
their choir is recording right now. So she said as soon as they're done, she's coming in. So that's
I can't type all that.
Right.
The representative Damask, yeah. Here we go. I was a person that loved sweats, hats, tennis shoe game on point, TLC, MC Light, the brat kind of girl. He accepted and I love him for it. So I started looking at what he liked and changed my style specifically for what he liked and no. But that's the point. That's the point, Heather. You weren't wearing a mask.
Exactly.
You were who you were, and he loved you for that regardless.
Yeah, and then
as you matured or moved to the next stage of life, you started to do what he liked, and so you weren't wearing a mask. You were who you were, but you changed as you got older. That's the difference.
Oh yeah. My earlier point was about women modeling in the worst of men, i.e., sleeping with multiple partners. Women took on characteristics proudly.
Pete got a pistol in his pocket.
Yeah,
Pete came strapped.
That's true though. I mean, but that was
I ain't gonna say true or no true.
No, I'm saying he's saying back in the day.
I ain't gonna confirm nor deny.
Back in the day, it was about women modeling the worst of men. It was.
I ain't gonna confirm.
You ain't gonna confirm that.
Anyway, it said you can't be what you ain't seen. Unfortunately, a lot of men don't have male role models, and a lot of women do have women role models, especially as husbands and wives. That is correct.
I agree. We got a lot of comments, y'all.
Oh, we can't see the Facebook comments.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
No, the Facebook's comment. Heather's on there. How y'all can't see it? I
think because they may be on YouTube. So if they're on YouTube, they can't see the Facebook. If they're on Facebook, they can't see the YouTube.
We can see it, but y'all can't see it.
No, they can't see it, and that's why the little symbols are on the right.
But that's why we bring them up. That's why we bring them up on the screen, though. So
bring them out.
And then you can answer to the ones we bring up on the screen. Y'all can still continue.
Sorry, Heather. I will never, however, you again. I will now say on the other hand.
No. On the other hand.
No, for real. No, for real.
I know the person is serious. A lot of people say they want something and do the Sierra prayer. then when they get the prayer, they're not prepared.
Hey, get Marlon.
Get your boy. Come on, Marlon.
Hey, get Marlon out the chat.
I said, part one, I believe society, i.e. white people, has tricked women into being hard. If a woman is, man, bring Dr. C in. If a woman is covered by her man, she doesn't have to be hard.
Good point.
That's true.
But that's a true point of how society has manipulated. I won't say manipulated.
Dr. C.
Hey,
what's up? Hey. Dr. C,
Ziza been asking for you
bad.
like she needs you so bad right now. She said we out of control. That's what she said.
Finish part two. Lift.
Part two. But when a woman has to go into certain workplaces, her man can't cover her, so she must become harder. This is also a cultural issue.
Let's ponder on this a little bit.
I like that, Pete.
Yeah.
That's true, but at the same time, you can't. That's part of the problem that we all have, is that when you walk in the door, that outside world should cease to exist. So what you do at work should not carry over to what you have to do at home.
True. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, what you're saying doing outside of work shouldn't carry on to what you do at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got you. Yes.
That ends at the door, my guy. You with your family. You talk to your wife. You talk to your kids. You hug your kids. You hug your wife. You love your family. You let that work stuff stay at work.
Exactly.
But it's not always that easy.
Of course, it's not always that easy. I didn't say it was easy. But I just said that's part, to me, that's part of the growing part. Just like we've talked about this before, at the point that and if you have to come to some kind of agreement with your significant other that we can't talk, right, there's a rule. Okay. When I come in the door, I need 30 minutes to get myself together.
Yeah, I need some time.
You know what I'm saying? And then we can discuss anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, sometimes people have to have that time to decompress.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
there are people that can't instantly shut it off when they come in the house.
You come from work, you go in that house, and the first thing somebody's coming at you, you're going to do what he just had from work. You know,
somebody throwing a baby at you, talking about change his diaper, do this, do that, do that. Like, okay, can I get 5?
Yeah.
Take 5 like the snack.
Yeah, can I get 5?
Yeah, I think you got to, you have to have a grace period when you
exactly
come home so that everybody can decompress. Because if you're a person in leadership and you're constantly dealing with people at your job, that you're having to monitor, you're having to encourage, you're having to give instruction for what is the importance of the day, the vision for the day. That is the place that you're in. And sometimes, even for me, when I was working, it takes me 3 hours to decompress by the time I get home, because I've had so many people in my face, conversations on the phone.
3 hours?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got you. Because if you're all day, I'm talking in hospitality and even in the film industry all day, you're talking to people that right here.
Yeah.
So when you got people right there and you got to sit and make sure that everybody is where they need to be and things are happening and everything is flowing the way it should flow. Yes, I need 3 hours to just sit and chill. Like I can have a conversation, but I don't want you to be like coming at me.
Don't hit me with no heavy stuff. Just look, talk to me.
3 hours to sit and chill or whatever. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, if I was your man and you come home or whatever, you telling me I got 3 hours.
Well, first of all, if you were my man, you would understand my language.
That part.
It wouldn't be a question about what's going on because you know what happens in my everyday life. You understand my circle. You understand what is happening with the people I'm dealing with. And then also for a creative can't just turn their brain off. It takes us a minute to just relax and chill for that to stop. So if I'm dealing with things mentally all day, trying to make sure people are organized and things are happening and flowing the way it's supposed to for the vision of the person that I'm supporting, then when I'm in a creative space, which is during the day as well, when I come home and it's time to decompress and just chill, I need time to do that because I'm still thinking about stuff. I'm still figuring out things. I need to just.
So I'm just wondering. So is 3 hours a little bit over exaggerating? Because if you're coming home to your man and he had a day too or whatever, and yes, he's going to let you come and chill and get yourself together, have maybe even dinner and stuff like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Do you still wait or feel like
I'm still talking, but I'm saying for me, I'm not like down where I'm just in chill mode. Right. I'm trying to come down. I still come in and do whatever I need to do. But for me, myself personally, within 3 hours of me getting home or so, I'm then now being able to really chill and relax. Gotcha. But I'm still hyped from my day.
Yeah, so that 3 hours doesn't mean that you can't cuddle up and have a cocktail.
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying.
That's what I was talking about. Lift this. I was like, okay.
People trying to make sure that he can get some romance going.
Baby just got home and I'm happy and shit, and now I gotta wait 3 hours.
This dude is thinking that you go and sit on the toilet for 3 hours by yourself, and like just don't talk to nobody.
That's why.
But the piece that Pete was talking about when it says a man can cover his woman, his wife, when they are together, but when she walks in that workplace, you can't cover her there. So we do, as women of color, have to sometimes be a lot stronger than our counterparts. Because when we're not, they're thinking we weak. So then they start talking to you crazy. They start acting like they don't hear you. People don't move when you need them to move. So then they're expecting you to do everything. So you have to have this confidence within yourself that, hey, I'm walking in the door. We walking in together. We're equal. We're doing what we need to do to make this happen. And then this is when women can be smart because you get your counterparts to look at you as a team, not an individual.
Absolutely. Yes.
But look at you as a team, because if they're looking at you as part of the team, then they're going to do their part. if they're coming in and thinking, oh, well, she's doing this or she's doing too much, she's not making anything happen, but all this other stuff is going on, then you will have problems. And then that's when a lot of women have to get beside themselves because somebody wants to test them. So for me, it's like, hey, just come in, do your part. I tell all my employees, even my bosses, I've said this to them, not bring your personal stuff to work.
Right.
Because I am not interested.
Yeah. And vice versa. Don't take your personal stuff to work and your work to home. You know what I mean?
And so that's why you have to learn to have, how to have balance. And if nobody's ever taken a personality test, nobody's ever taken Myers-Briggs and some of those other tests out there, they will help you out in regards.
What'd you say?
Yeah, Dr. C, but I'm here to tell you that's sometimes because I've taken them, right?
The test?
I've taken every last one of them.
And what does your test say?
I'm a protagonist. I'm empathetic. I'm an emotional guy. But what I've learned is a lot. Excuse me, because I don't want to generalize. Some people, because I'm not going to say women or men. Some people use that as a way to manipulate their behaviors towards you, right?
Well, if you
hold on. Let me clarify what I mean by that. Because what a lot of people say is, well, you take a personality test, you will know, or this is my personality. But when we're in a relationship, sometimes I have to compromise my personality because we are a team, right? And so sometimes that personality test gets dumped out the window because your personality may be interfering with our relationship.
Real time, exactly.
In real time, right? And I think that a lot of times we use the love languages, we use the personality test, and we manipulate them and tweak them to satisfy our own needs. And I think that we have to back out of that and begin to see what our partner needs, right? Because that's what this thing is all about. This thing about how our partner and I, or how we are adjusting and making this relationship better and how we are growing together. And sometimes those things could be counterintuitive to one another.
Yeah, but the part of it is this. I say, if you take an inventory of yourself.
First off,
I think those personality tests do a great job of giving you a foundation. It's not necessarily because you're going to change. You're not going to be the same. So they're going to be, sometime you're going to switch up from who you used to be a decade ago to who you are now. But it gives you a strong foundation. And at any time you see that you're changing, you got to ask yourself, what is this doing for me? And what is the inventory that I now need to take of myself so that I would know how to relate to, communicate to whomever it is that I want to be in a conversation with, or, just family in general, so it gives you a base of who you are. The rest of the work is on you, and you will figure out if you're wanting to change. When you're with the right person, that right person makes you want to do something differently. They allow you to see yourself in a different way. This is why I say, as Lift always reminds us, you got to be a great single before you can be a great couple. But as you're becoming a great single, you got to also realize that it would take a great man or a great woman to help contribute to you being even greater than you already are. And that means that that person is bringing something out of you, whether it feels good or not when it's happening, but they're helping you grow so that you will become the man or the woman that you desire to be in a real loving relationship.
Right.
Part of the problem is for a lot of people is that we're always trying to put the emphasis on what the other person needs to do for us when we're not thinking about what we need to do for ourselves in order for us to say, hey, can I deal with this? Is this good for me? And if it's not good for you, why are you still trying to do it? And it's not good for you. So
exactly.
All right, let's get to the comments, you guys.
Because we got to get to this.
You were reading it. She said you were reading it different than intention. There are moments within a relationship, marriage, when you are not on the same page. Of course, absolutely. I think that was a comment from earlier, communicating earlier. Yes.
Yeah.
Or Marlon.
I'm stumbling over my words. It's late. I just got out of class. I promise I'm not illiterate. My bad for the typos. Marlon, we ain't worried about that. We know what you mean.
Right.
Right. You know what I meant, yeah.
We know what you meant.
Oh, yeah, we know what you meant, Heather. That is what I meant by saying changing for him.
Okay.
I got you. Yeah, we know what you meant on that.
I tried to call in. George looked at the phone and smiled. You can't call me on my phone.
Right, you can't call him on his phone, man.
Next week, what we're gonna do is for sure. Next week, what I'll have Fuel do is put the number that he can call so that you can, so you guys can go ahead and tap in for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Jill in the building, you know we gotta show her love always. Jill says, true. I get to be softer with my man because he has my back. That goes back to that trust we was talking about.
Lift that black lift, Jill.
Mm-hmm.
Your home is your castle. True lift, it shouldn't carry over, but a lot of people struggle to put it aside.
That's a big deal.
Once again, I get that, but that's why there has to be time.
Communication.
There's got to be time. I agree on 30 minutes. I had to condition my family to give me that time.
Yep. I know that's right.
You deserve it. I agree. I know you deserve it.
When you come home, you have to take your work clothes off naturally and emotionally.
Yep.
Exactly.
I agree.
Yeah, Aziza say working in hospitality ain't for the weak. That is true.
And you know this man.
Look, Dr. C, she already on. You look at you. We needed you in here earlier.
You know, Aziza, your buddy.
This is the most you comment since you've been here.
Ain't this Dr. C with the truth? If you're her man, you should know what she needs to decompress.
I agree.
That's true.
I agree.
That's what I was trying to find out. That's what you did.
Get out of here, Phil. Stop. Just stop.
Hey, that boy became Timothy Sam on this motherfucker.
This boy.
Hey, when that thing out there, did he blacklist?
Good job, man. Shut up.
Okay, keep going. What's next?
Next comment. Yes.
Aziza said, yes, I thought of a recipe in the middle of the night in the bed. Creative minds never shuts off.
Okay, right. I agree.
Oh, we got hey Aziza too. I need a meal prep. So yeah, since your creating mind is flowing.
Just did that last night. Just did that test last night. LOL. I did it too.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep. My test changed from 2017 to 2024.
Yep.
Yeah. You are going to change.
Yep.
Great point.
All right, get out of there.
We caught up. We're caught up. It's time for History and Blackness, isn't it?
Yep.
I didn't miss it. Yeah.
It's Fat Boy time.
Yeah, come on now.
Stop. Please stop.
I gotta do my damn dance to History and Blackness.
Here we go. History and Blackness, y'all. Where my boy, Fat Boy, in the house.
With Fat Boy front and center. Get out the camera, Phil.
Yeah, no, because he, you know how you. Is my volume on?
You on, baby.
Is this on?
Everything's on.
All right. History of Blackness today, y'all. We got a special one. This is actually from Dr. C. I didn't even know about this woman. Dr. C actually brought this to my attention. So shout out to Dr. C for that. Today we have Helen Elizabeth Jones Woods, born November 14, 1923. And she passed away July 25th, 2020. She was a pioneering American trombonist who was exceptional talent and determination left an indelible is the right word to pronounce. It's the right way to pronounce that. Mark on jazz world. Born in Meridian, Mississippi, she was adopted by Dr. Lawrence C. Jones, founder of the Piney Woods Country Life School, where her musical journey began. Woods rose to prominence in 1940s as a member of the International Sweethearts of Rhythm, the first integrated all-female big band in the United States. The ensemble toured extensively, performing at prestigious venues like the Apollo Theater, the Howard Theater, breaking racial and gender barriers in the music industry. After the band's dissolution in 1949, Woods relocated to Omaha, Nebraska, where she briefly played with the Omaha Symphony Orchestra before pursuing a 23-year career as a licensed practical nurse at Douglas County Hospital. In recognition of her contributions to music, she was inducted into the Omaha Black Music Hall of Fame in 2007. Woods' legacy endures, a testament to her artistry and her role in challenging societal norms and inspiring future generations of musicians.
Helen Jones Woods, y'all. History and Blackness this week with Fat Boy.
Yeah, that's
thank you, Dr. C. But well, I knew about her, but
I didn't.
I did because you know how I knew about her.
Yeah.
I played trombone in the march band.
Oh, that's why.
Fuel forgot. I played the trombone.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I played trombone Southeast. Woo!
But you know what also took me by storm is rarely do they talk about. I think this may be the first person, period, that recreated their lives. Right?
Yeah.
She became a nurse. Right, and that's rare, right? You usually become a musician and then they go into activism and things like that. But she literally changed complete career paths and was also successful at that as well. So that was probably the part that I thought was very dope and admirable as well. So shout out to her one more time. And thank you, Dr. C.
Yes, good one,
Dr.
All right,
man. Let's get into this next topic: enhancing your ability to be corrected without being offended.
This hard for Steven.
Here we go.
That's hard for me too.
I held out on this conversation with Fat Boy earlier because basically from what we discussed earlier, I think that was kind of one of the things that happened with him.
Absolutely.
You had a certain conversation with a certain person where it offended him or whatever, and my thing was more so of just kind of learning why a person says something, why they come at you about something or whatever the case may be, and just kind to, and don't be offended by it, but just kind of take from it as to learning who this person is towards you. You know what I mean? And then you can kind of construct on how you want to proceed on with that person. You see what I'm saying? So I just held that. I didn't say that to you, you know what I mean, at the time, because I was kind of like, yeah, I would tell him, but I wait for the show. You know what I'm saying? Because people are going to come at you a certain way, you know what I'm saying, and always try to correct you or try to manipulate you in some sort of way or whatever. But you're learning that person characteristic, and is that a characteristic that you can deal with when it comes to being with that person?
I agree.
You know what I mean? And if you can't do it, then that's basically you part as just being cool as a friend or whatever the case may be. You mind your business and they mind their business or whatever and go from there. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Next. My grandmother said, never let nobody tell you how to live your life, because if you do, they'll always have to tell you how to live. So the reality is this. Don't be offended when other people say things that may help you. It may sting, you may feel a little punch in the gut, but at the end of the day, whatever they're saying, you got to think about, okay, what is it that I need from this lesson? What is it that they have that, although I don't like the fact that they're saying what they're saying, or they're trying to, correct me. And then too is also how a person does it. Because there's a difference when a person is correcting you in love and someone think that they telling you what to do.
Exactly.
So when you have somebody telling you what to do, I am turned off. Like, yo, the radio's on, the TV's off. I'm not listening to none of that, because your tone, your projection, how you bring it across, it lets me know that you think sometimes you may be better than.
Come on now.
And the reality is that you're not.
Yeah.
But if you keep perceiving in your own eyesight that you are, because we are not speaking the same language, or you're not, vibing with me, I'm not vibing with you, I can accept correction. Growing up in the Midwest, like around people of Caucasians, we're going to be dealing with a lot of things. And a lot of times it's racism and just people thinking that sometimes they're on a different platform. So you learn how to handle yourself. You learn how not to be offended when people try to offend you on purpose. But at the same time, in that, you're seeing the true character of the person. So this goes back to what Fat Boy say. You get to decide if I want to be attached or have any type of relationship with that person. Because if I'm not offending you and trying to make myself look a certain way in front of you, then
Yeah.
I don't appreciate you trying to on purpose offend me.
Yeah.
What happened?
I'm sorry. I was gonna say it just was a great moment for me this week. So I'm gonna let you finish, but I agree totally with you, Dr. C. I think there's a balance in between the two, on two folds, right? I think that one, I had to learn, like Black Lift was saying before we started, to not be offended and don't defend yourself against things that just sometimes you don't have to defend. But I also learned a valuable lesson as well, in a sense of, we think that we're helping, but what we're doing is projecting a certain past trauma onto other people. Because I use this as a example. Last week I mispronounced LaGuardia, and instead of Black Lift saying, "Man, you mispronounced it again. You mispronounced something again," he politely, properly pronounced it, which allowed me to admit that I pronounced it wrong. And then what did I do? I followed up, because I'm okay and I'm open to learn. I said, "How do you say it properly?" Right? Because he did not offend me. Right. I think that when we are correcting people, we have to do a great job in understanding intention over impact. Right? We're talking about that in therapy today. Sometimes our intention is for one thing, but our impact is different. And kind of like Jill was saying about knowing your partner, when you know a partner, or you know the person that you're communicating, you will begin to know how a certain comment will impact them, and you would choose to word or speak to it in a different way, right? What I learned in this situation, in this fast, right, is it gave me an opportunity to, in real time, balance and go through real emotions, right? Because really what happens is it just hurts your feelings, right? It bothers you emotionally, because you feel like you're unheard and you feel like someone's picking on you. So that's the side of the accountability that you have to take in, and you have to process, and why did these things happen? But then it also, like my therapist has always taught me, but it took for this moment for me to really realize that, is that there's information in everything, right? There's a lot of information, because like my therapist said, it tells a lot about the person and when they choose to correct you. Because sometimes it's something so small that I understood exactly what you're saying, but because I rather correct you than to hear you, I'm going to make sure you're right instead of understanding what you're saying. And so that means that person has not truly understood, like Black Lift said, the value of listening to understand versus listening to respond, right? And that also gave me the knowledge and understanding. I'll say, well, can I tolerate this? Can I tolerate this, or can I deal with this on a long-term basis? And I realized I cannot. Right, I realized that it is in a way that I needed to be communicated with, and Dr. C hinted towards this. Right, it is perceived, kind of like the comment said, it is perceived to be from a good place, but because you have not properly unpacked all of your traumas, it becomes out as projected trauma. Right, so if it's from a good place, especially in a situation, because the person even pointed out that they knew that it would impact me the way that it did, and they knew where the impact came from, right? And so that means that they knew that it would offend me, right? But because they preferred to correct me over understanding me, right? They rather correct me than to wait and say, okay, I'm gonna wait to correct you. Later on, I correct him because I know that he's experienced this prior to me, or blase.
And this is the thing.
And why do that? See, this is the thing that I don't like.
Hold on, before I lose my thought. Hold on. This is the thing. The way you get offended by the person is because of their characteristics of what you've had before going through, whatever the conversation is, like you said. So basically, something had to take place within the relationship or the friendship or whatever to feel that person's coming to you offensively.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or feel like they're trying to belittle and say, oh, you're not what you think you are or whatever, because blah, blah, blah. And if they basically doing that, that's how you're going to construct what your relationship is going to be with that person. You don't have to take it. You know what I'm saying? You can learn from it and you can understand who that person is or whatever. But if this is a person that you want to be with, you know what I'm saying, that probably is not the person for you.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're coming in with intentions, you know, and when someone comes with intentions and knowing that they're doing it,
it's terrible.
That's hard.
But basically, to cut it short, perception is reality.
Exactly.
Right. And so what you perceive from someone as rude, no matter what they say or how they say it, you're going to take it as rude.
Yeah.
It's going to be rude.
That's true too.
They could have said it in the nicest way possible, but because of past reactions and past because of past reactions and past interactions, your perception is your reality, no matter what they say or how they say it.
Exactly.
So that's entirely up to you, you know, to basically like you said, determine if you can take that or if you can't. And if you can't, keep it moving.
Yeah. One of the things for me, I don't live with you. So since I don't live with you, I didn't grow up with you, I can't take nothing personal because I don't know what your childhood was about. I've been like that all my life. I've had people that say things and, you know, some people just want to be smart, you know, so you can be smart, but it doesn't, you don't get to affect me and what I do because you want to be smart.
You see this?
The reality is this: at the end of the day, you are going to be doing whatever you're going to do. People are who they are. So, you know, it's the old saying says, when people show you who they are, that's who they are. When they say who they are, that's who they are. They're not going to be anybody else. And if somebody is trying to make you feel or act a certain way because they get joy and pleasure out of it, if they're not for you, then that's what they're not for you. And you can walk away and there should be no anger, whatever the lessons are. I think a lot of times there's lessons in the things that and the people that we run across. You know, when you like somebody, you know, there may be something that you will find out about yourself. And again, if it's not working for you, it's not working for you. And that's okay. We don't have to be mad. Like, I don't need to walk away and be angry at you because you said something that's you. That's just you. Now, do I want to put up with that? Absolutely not.
Right. Yes, you have control of what you want to have to, what you need to put up with or whatever when you around or with someone, period. You know what I mean? Let's get a comment real quick.
This shit is getting crazy.
Fat boy. I know, right?
Stop reading, Fuel.
Don't. I learned to take the time to consider information and look at it objectively as I can before reacting emotionally.
Come on now, Jill.
It is sometimes harder than others. It is sometimes harder than others, Jill. Exactly. People that don't matter to me can offend me as their opinions don't matter to me as they.
You better come through, Jill. Come through.
Now people that care about me hold some weight to me,
and I think that's true. That was something I also discovered, Jill. That was actually
maybe
a jewel.
They owed a little weight to.
It's usually the people that I hold so much value and love. I have a lot of love towards, and when things are done a certain way, it could offend you a little bit. But I was man enough to be accountable that it offended me, and I changed my trajectory and where I could have took it.
But when it's people that you care about, you can open a conversation and have a conversation and not an argument as to what that did, how it offended you. You know
depending on if they're trying to help or not.
Reciprocate the same.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What I mean? They have to be able to reciprocate the same thing because understanding who you are, what you're working on for yourself, and you know what I'm saying, they should be able to understand that if they know you.
They have to be open to receive whatever you're trying to give.
That's what I just said.
Yep, that's what I said.
True Fat Boy correcting someone should definitely be done with respect. Otherwise, what are the true intentions?
There it is.
That part. That's the question. And let's go with Caesar.
Here we go.
Caesar says sometimes it comes from a good place. The other person may have been picking on you.
May not have.
I mean, not have been picking on you.
It right.
All right. This is it, right? Time and place matter. Don't correct people in front of other. Oh, it definitely. Yes, that's like the worst. You sit and try to correct somebody in front of somebody, and that's worse.
Says no. After hearing you, the person realized how it may have affected you and apologized. The person is me. Is Brazy. The person is me. Is Brazy. You're not telling it right. Yeah, that's out. We ain't gonna get into that one. If you're my friend and I don't say something, then I feel like a bad friend for not telling you what I know is right. I don't want others to correct you, then look at me Like, why didn't you tell me?
Okay. I can see where she's going with that.
Sometimes.
Look, let me tell you something. When you have your true friends, when you have people that love you as friends, whether it's your best a guy or a girl, when you have true friends in your life, they are going to correct you. They are going to say things to you because they love you. Now, the reality is, I have a thing that I'm not rude or disrespectful to any of my friends.
Yeah.
You know, so I can, and I'm just as strong as I am now as I've always been. So nothing has changed concerning how I talk to people or what I do, because I'm always respectful. But they're going to love you, and in a loving way, they're going to tell you the things that they say, okay, you might want to do this, or this is what's going on. But that's out of love and out of respect. Now, the people that say they're your friends and they don't say nothing, and then they don't respect you. I know a lot of people talking about they're somebody's friends, but then they talk crazy. You know, they're rude, they're disrespectful, they're argumentative. That's not true friendship for me. True. I don't need to argue with my friends. When I get to that point, my friends that I have is almost like family. It's an extension of what I know and understand in regards to the people that I'm around, have been around all my life. It's an extension of them. So that's what you need to be. You need to be that extension for the people that you're saying that are your friends or whatever, and keep it 100, but keep it honest, keep it respectful, and keep it with love. You can say a lot of things to your people, but you do it in love and they won't be offended.
Absolutely. And to clarify this, it was something very small. It was the difference between cognitive and cognizant. It was something very small. It was kind of the way that it was done. It wasn't done to me, right? And so it wasn't in the sense of how Black Lift corrected it and didn't make me it was made to feel away, like, you've been using this word the wrong way and this is how you use it, right? That's not the way you do it. That's not the way that you correct anyone, right? It could have been perceived because you felt out, but the way that you did it goes back to what we talked about today in therapy: intention versus impact. My intention may have been a way, but if my intention was to get you to understand me, then I would have known with anyone, like Dr. C said, with my friends, how I communicate with my friends. If I want to communicate with my friends, I'm not going to neglect or make it seem like I'm putting you down. I'm going to genuinely make you feel like I'm helping, and it's no way you could get offended, right? But it goes back to, because it's a double side too, right? It goes back to Black Lift, and this is why I had to kind of check myself, right? If you're not open to hearing, right, and you're not open to correction, then anything someone says could offend you, right? And so I also had to make sure and unpack some things in real time to make sure, even in the moments where I am triggered, even in the moments where I may not feel you are coming out of a place of purity, that was the information pure. Kind of like what Black Lift was saying. Was the information from a good space? Can I use the information to be a better me? And if so, then no matter how it made me feel, to process it, take it in, and receive the knowledge. Because as my therapist says, there's knowledge in everything. So I think that there is a double side to it. And like I said, it was one of the greatest experiences for me, because I was able to go through a lot of things in real time, and I did not react the way I reacted when I was in my relationship. So I was very fucking proud of myself.
Amen.
Heather said, I'm an advocate of praying about it and allowing God to let me know when to have a conversation. They must be receptive, and I must make sure I am saying the right words in the right way. And I think that was the problem with maybe the situation you had or whatever, was sometimes people don't know how to say it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they thinking they're saying it the right way. But if you're saying it in a way that you already know that person is going to be offended. So say, for instance, if you say something like, I knew you was going to react like that, then you intentionally did it. Because you knew like that, because you basically said something that you knew was going to trigger me.
Well, I think it's
do that. You know what I'm saying? Why would you intentionally do it when you know how I'm gonna react, as opposed to saying, okay, well, let me see if I You know, sit back. You know what? You know what y'all did the show? Blah 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 blah. I said it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And this and that or whatever. As opposed, so it's how you, like you said, it's how you say it, not what you say. It's how you say it. You know. So whoever said that to you, I ain't gonna say who, but it's how you say it. It's how you say it.
Well, look, I'm gonna say this. A lot of times with a lot of people, depending on who they are and how long you've known them, you have to pay attention to what they do and how they do things. Because sometimes people, when their intentions are to bring correction or to correct something, and based off of how they say it, it is also the fact that other people that they've been around have allowed them to be that way for a long time. And so unless somebody tells you that, hey, you might want to soften that a little bit, or you might want to, you know, say it a different way, you know, but if you've been allowed as the person that thinks that they're always telling you how to correct your manners and how to, you know, correct your vocabulary, you know, there are things that they go through or they've been through that they've always been that way. So even when they're doing it to you, the reality is sometimes they don't realize that, hey, I've been this way. I might have been out of pocket and nobody's ever corrected me and told me I was out of pocket. So I keep thinking that the way that I'm
doing it right, exactly,
is correct. You know, so you gotta think about all of that. But when you're friends and you know, I don't do anything intentionally to hurt my friends. That is never my agenda. And if I do say something or we're having a conversation, you know, I do listen to them, because whatever the conversation is, I don't want to say anything that's offensive. I don't want to say anything that would make them feel a certain kind of way. And we have to remember that our words linger. Physical things happen, you can get over, you heal. But words linger. Like you got a replay button when people say things that they should not say to you. And so
what actually just happened, you know,
exactly. So you repeating that even after the fact. A month later, you still playing that same song in your head.
Read that, Woody.
I will admit that I've corrected people unnecessarily throughout my life. I have little quirks, and if I heard something said wrong or unusual, I would repeat it the correct to me way.
That's
not what happened.
I guess
we ain't gonna get into it.
We ain't. Yeah, because I was there. So I mean,
he said I was there.
Okay.
So this is I'm gonna give this to the women for free. No matter who the person is in your life, whether it's your husband or a male friend, always ask yourself, and even men, not just women, is the little things worth tripping over? Because they become the biggest thing that will hinder you from moving forward if you stay stuck with the little thing. So if it's not going to change my relationship with you, I'm still going to love you the same. I'm still going to be there for you. I'm still going to, when you call me and you need me, I'm still there. Does that little thing make a real difference to me? No, it doesn't. Because I'm wasting time, spending time on something that's not adding value to neither one of us.
Talk to me.
So I need to let it go so that we can move forward.
Yeah. Jill, that's actually on point. I didn't understand I was being rude. That's where good friends come in to tell me, hey, that sounds rude. I truly didn't know or mean to make anyone feel bad. So I'm glad they told me.
Come on
exactly. Now. And this is for moving forward, because I ain't gonna fake the fuck. Aziza and Fat Boy.
Hey, bro. This nigga wild as hell.
Fake the funk,
no.
Because we get in the comments back and forth to each other. So y'all friends. But that's what I'm saying is because of that and because of this point of the show is to understand. The point of this show is to like open up the dialogue and the conversation or whatever to be able to understand each other. You know what I'm saying? So this is a pure example of basically what we need out here. You know what I mean? As to understanding, a certain conversation, a certain way the person feel about whatever. That's what this whole show is about. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that it's brought up. I'm glad that that person understands as well as you understand, and then you go from there as to where you got how your friendship grows.
Blackman, go get your cousin.
Aziza says, I have ADHD, so I said it while I thought it. Otherwise, I would have forgotten it. And I know now that I should not do that to him specifically. I totally could have waited. And that's what, so this is the thing. Again, and I'm going to say this for people that are creative. Azusa's creative. Creative people do sometimes have ADHD because they got 100 things going on. It is hard for them to concentrate on one thing because they're constantly moving all over the place. And you do have to get your thoughts out before you forget them, because otherwise you can't go back and pick it up because it's a fleeting moment at that time. And so you're trying to say it, not say it in a way that it'll come across the wrong way, but say it so that you can get it off of you.
My therapist dropped the jewel today.
But you know,
she said, real quick. So Aziza, my wife is the exact same way. It's not. I joke with her a lot of times. I say that she may be a little autistic because there's some things like she has to say things out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Even when she's planning stuff, you know what I mean? And it's like, if it's something, I'm like, I don't need to hear that. But she has to, it's like she has to say it out loud to basically manifest it. And that is something that a lot of people have. Yeah. And she's very artistic.
Yes. But you learned about her and understood that about her. So that goes back on the point of learning and understanding each other, or whatever, exactly, in order for it to still stay a good relationship or a friendship or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? So that's like I said, that's the whole thing.
My therapist made a great point, and you made a great point too, Dr. C. My therapist said that if this is the question, if you were going to forget or not, then you have to question yourself, how important is the correction if I was going to forget it anyway?
Ooh.
That's good.
That's a good point. Exactly.
Right? Exactly. We have to address that part of it. Yes. Right? If I was going to forget it anyway, then like you said, it was such a small correction that really could have been avoided. Mm-hmm. And so once again, I have to go back to me, right? To the person, right? On both sides. It just was a great learning experience, right? On both sides. And so I had it was a great experience for me because I got a chance to feel my feels. I got a chance to proactively process my emotions in real time. I got a chance to practice growth and development in real time. I had a chance to use tools in real time. I had a chance to admit my wrong when I felt triggered in trauma in real time. And old me would have not been able to do that. Old me would have spazzed out and probably would have lost a friend because of how I used to handle triggers and traumas.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
My therapist is amazing.
Right. Yeah.
She is amazing. I'm trying to tell you. I was in real happy tears today.
Heather just said your therapist is the bomb.
She is. She really, she's a beautiful sister. And what I love about her mostly is I don't get to go in there and BS with her. Right. She knows when I come in there on goofiness. And when I come in there on goofiness, she checked me right at the door. Hey, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
we've grown too far for that, George. What's the root issue? What's the root cause?
Exactly.
And so I want to let y'all know I'm going in there not one-sided, right? I'm going in there and telling you exactly what I did. I'm telling you how I reacted and then how I corrected myself in real time. Because like I tell Black Lift or me and Fuel debate about, I'm strong in recognizing my accountability or my issues within a situation, because each time I do that, I grow and I become a better man.
Yeah. And that's the thing why we have these nice open conversations. Let's get into it real quick, man, because it's running out of time.
Yeah.
Dear brothers and sisters.
Come on.
Who did this? Fat Boy? I mean, this was Lift. Go ahead,
Lift
dog.
Off.
Give me some love. Give me some love for this.
So the question is, dear brothers, dear sisters, do you think it's possible to move forward in a relationship where there was infidelity? Come on, Dr. C, go ahead.
So
No,
it's possible to move forward in a relationship when there is infidelity.
Okay, so I have a whole different
meaning of infidelity.
What you
cheating?
People, the meaning. People might don't know what
cheating.
Okay,
yeah, cheating. Go ahead, Doctor.
You got people that be like, huh? What is that?
That's true.
So me personally, I think that you have to. It depends on really how you value your relationship with the person.
I agree.
Because what may not be an issue for me is going to be an issue for somebody else. So me personally, if you walk outside my door and lay your head in somebody else's bed, then you effed up. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That got everything to do with you. So you got to figure out what is going on with you that you have to go outside of the door to be in somebody else's bed and not think about, hey, all I need to do is sit and have a conversation, or I need to figure out what's going on with me. Because what it really is internally, it is the person that is dealing with their own demons is the reason why they're outside the door. And if there is an issue between you and whomever you with, then you need to explain or talk about it so that whoever needs to make the correction or make the adjustment will have the opportunity to make that adjustment. Now, if they say, I don't want to, or I'm not going to, or you on your own, then that's a different story. But if you never give another person the opportunity to have a conversation about your unhappiness or something that's going on with you internally, mentally, spiritually, physically, and then see what they can do or what you guys can do together to make things better, then okay, then you messed up. I'm not messed up. So I'm not going to take it personal because that's your stuff. But again, it goes.
In reality, most people do that though. Most people take it personal. Most people, when they finish, when they in a relationship, when they're in a relationship, oh no, y'all always try to cut me off when I'm trying to make a point.
Yeah, she was actually speaking, but go ahead.
No, listen, understand. We only got so much time, y'all. When they're in the relationship, most people, sometimes the one that's being cheated on feels like that they did something and feel like there's something wrong with them. Let's talk about how they shouldn't, but like you just said, it's not me, it's you. You know what I'm saying? But most people do blame themselves, be like, well, what I do wrong? Why wasn't I good enough? Or what did I, you know what I'm saying? What is it that person had that I didn't have? Or where did I mess up at? So let's address that as well.
I think that
it's a Jedi mind trick. So let me tell you something. If you go outside your house and somebody else is walking around, this is the problem that we have a lot of times in relationships. Women do things to get a man, but they don't do the right things to keep the man. So if I'm doing something with you and I'm acting like I'm all about you when I'm trying to get you, but once you're got, I don't keep doing what I was doing to get you. That's a problem with me because I've gotten comfortable. I've taken you for granted. So now I'm out of pocket because the things that I did to make you feel or want me, I don't do anymore because now that you put a ring on it. So now, oh no, I'm cutting all of that out. So that's a problem for her. But the reality is, if there's really something going on with him that he needs to address with himself, and he's affecting her, then he has to be man enough to say, hey, let's talk because I have this issue, but I'm gonna need your help and your support so that I can get through this. And if their love is really about loving one another, respecting one another, doing whatever they need to do to be in the relationship, they're gonna work through it. Because let me tell y'all, if we really go back and look at back in the day when people were getting married and being married for 50, 60, 70 years, everybody was not doing the right thing.
They was cheating, having whole other families and all kind of other stuff.
Second families, and I can attest to that because I had some great grandparents that went through that, where the great grandfather, the great greats had a whole second family.
My grandfather had a second family.
But the reality was this: the love that they had, they stayed together, even though that was an infidelity and there were other children outside of their marriage. So you got to really look and say, how do I value this? Because this is the problem we're having right now. So many people get married because she makes so much money or he's making so much money. We got the right, we getting the Benz and the cars and, you know, the house, and we wearing all this jewelry and flying all over the place. So people are getting married for the wrong reasons. They're not even having in-depth conversations about how do you react when you have conflict, you know, and things not going your way. What are you going to do? How do we resolve that? So when you're not having the right conversations and the person goes outside of your marriage, it's like a slap in the face. You feel like you're doing something wrong, but the reality is that person has some issues that they should be talking to you about. And then you guys come together if you value the relationship.
Exactly.
Because, and if you don't value the relationship, you say, okay,
it's gonna blow up anyway.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. To answer the question, I'm gonna answer. Jill says, "Oh, Dr. C, you nailed it. My first husband cheated. I knew it had nothing to do with me. Not that I'm perfect, but those were his demons." And absolutely, I'm going to go on both sides. I'm going to kind of agree with everyone. I'm gonna mush this thing together. I think that to answer the question, it depends on the value of the relationship, and it was that enough to end the relationship, because I do think that sometimes both parties play a part in the infidelity. I think that sometimes it could be one party's demons, and I think that, but it also could be in the other party not being open into listening to those demons. Right, a man may love fellatio, right, and a woman may not want to do that, and so now he going to go get him some head. You know what I'm saying? And so that's cheating, but he expressed those demons. He said that in his relationship, and it wasn't met, kind of like Dr. C was saying. And then there's just some people who are immature and just don't know how to control their demons at all. But I think that any relationship, platonic or romantic, could be salvaged if both people feel that it is salvageable. I think that with the level of maturity, in the sense of, like Jill said, once you realize that I need something better, I want a man that's different than that, then that's different. That relationship wasn't salvageable. Exactly. But should I say, however, there are instances where it happens and those relationships are better than ever after they cheated and came back together and actually worked through that, went through couples counseling. So I don't think it's the infidelity is the end all be all to a marriage or a relationship. I do think that the lack of communication about that infidelity is the end all be all to that relationship.
You have to watch Fences to understand that dynamic.
That's a good movie.
Y'all seen
that's a great movie. She kicked his ass up out that house though.
Oh yeah,
he got to go.
Yeah, but
the baby.
I'm gonna be the contrarian on this one.
Come on, talk to me.
I say no.
Okay. All right.
And my reasons, you know, kind of the reason that I even brought this up is kind of personal, if that makes sense, of course. Okay. So to me, if you felt that it was permissible for you to go outside and cheat and have that, there are issues. And there were issues. And there were times where it's like, okay, I did this, but now I'm gonna try to go back and stick with this person and fix it. But the problem is they may forgive, but they will never forget.
Never forget. I agree.
Never forget.
And getting past that in a relationship, unfortunately, there are people that are always going to bring that up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And so for me personally, if that happens, that's not saying that y'all can't still be co-parents, y'all can't be cool, y'all can't be friends, but something happened in that relationship to where there was a disconnect.
Yeah.
And so to be fair, even if I admit that it was me, okay, we need to separate. We need to move on. There's something that's not working here. And there's something that's not going to work here. And so I don't want to say holding somebody hostage or prisoner or something like that because you got kids or because of this or that or this or that. No, my children told me point blank, and this is something that I've talked about with them. They said perfectly, they would have been happier with 2 happy homes rather than 1 unhappy home.
Come on now.
And so basically, to me, if that stuff happens, you got to move on. And then the second part of that, and pardon the expression, these dumbass people that then try to do relationships with the person they cheated with. Hey, dumbass, you're gonna lose them the same way you got them.
Yeah,
they was cheating with you when they got with you. So what the shit they gonna do to you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my wife understands, and I've told her this before. You know, people would be like, "Hey, man, why don't you go back and date somebody you knew in high school?" I don't go backwards.
Yeah, that's
I do forward.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm sorry. I mean, there's a reason that we didn't end up together in high school.
I agree.
Exactly.
I didn't do backwards. I don't do backwards. I do forward. But once again, so those are my takes on it, and I understand that everybody has their own different philosophies, but just understands the reasons why I said what I said. It's just you'll never be able, in my opinion, to work past that. Because that's something that happened.
Just like you just said, you know, there's no way to work past it, because there's one thing that I've learned, you know, we grew up all around women. They don't forget nothing. They might forgive you, they might let it go, but they don't forget. And eventually, when you do something or whatever in a certain way that even
it's probably gonna get brought up.
Exactly. Come to the inkling of what happened, it's gonna come up. You know,
so let me help everybody out. If you grow up and you are your family have, you know, men and women that cheat, more than likely it's in your DNA. You gonna cheat, whether you really want to or not. It is just something that's going to happen because you've seen it so many times. And so cheating makes it easy, you know? So you watch these people as you grow up do these things and they seem happy. So for you, when you get in a crunch, you're going to go outside of your relationship. But the best thing that you could ever do for yourself when you growing up in that situation and seeing people that do that is to say and admit to yourself, it's in my DNA.
It is, however,
part of that is right. And the part
go ahead, Dr. Cotton, but what I'm going to say, it is, however, me and my wife had this same discussion. My daddy was a stone cold pimp. He had women all over Kansas City, Kansas and Missouri. That's a whole nother thing. So I tried. Boy, look, he was out there. But anyway, yeah, if Phil know, John A was a bad. I always had a new Lincoln. But anyway, so what I try to tell her and what I said is that that's part of what held me in my marriage is that you're either going to be the exact same or the exact opposite, and you're going to try to do whatever's going to make you feel better. So what held me in my marriage that long is I wanted to prove that I was not my father.
Yeah.
That's part of the trauma that you have to work through. You know what I mean? But when you're in an unhappy situation, unfortunately, that trauma is going to come back. And that trauma is going to manifest itself in you with some other women or men, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But you see what I'm saying? So that's part of like I talk about Fat Boy. That's part of trying to work on yourself.
Yep.
And you can't get out of that. You know what I mean? Because to the whole, if you cheated once, you cheat again. I mean, the odds are higher.
Yeah.
But you can get out of that.
You actually, you're learning yourself, just like the things that we do now. If you're learning yourself and understanding yourself and trying to grow, then yes, you can bypass all of that. You know, me as a youngster or whatever, yes, my uncles, they were players, you know, they did a thing or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So yes, when I got older, because that's all I seen, I'm thinking like, shoot, I can have this girlfriend there, I can do like them. But then with me learning myself, realized it's not me. You know what I'm saying? Just like the whole smoking, drinking and stuff like that, they did all that stuff or whatever. You know, there's people in our family that followed and did that and still do that because of that. With me, I learned things about that wasn't me.
Phil got a joint here from 17 years ago.
I know.
Still ain't smoked that.
I know. You gave me that for a birthday like 20 years ago.
And it's legal now in California, boy. You
ain't smoked that damn joint. Man, he funny as hell.
I haven't. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not me, and it's not.
Right.
I don't feel good about it, and if I feel a certain way, then I just don't do it. But it does go just like what Dr. Cotton was saying. is that when you grow up around it, you are eventually going to end up doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until you learn and mature enough to, move away from it, to get away from it. But on that note, guys, we are running out of time.
Yes,
I'm going to hit these last few comments, and then we're out of here. Go ahead, Fat Boy.
True Fat Boy, my ex wouldn't talk about it at all. We started marriage counseling, which quickly became my counseling as he refused to go. He didn't want to work on himself or us.
He's a goofy.
That's the way it usually goes.
Yeah, he's a goofy.
Yeah, exactly.
But you got a great man now. On that
thing. Jesus says, I would hate being the other person. That sucks so bad.
Absolutely.
I want no parts in hurting another woman and then thinking I'm going to be with that man. No.
Yeah, that part. That's what a lot of them think.
That's a fear of being a cheater and he cheating with me and I don't know.
That's what's up. Thank you, guys. Heather, Ziza, Jill. Who else we had on here today? Marlon. What's I got?
Michelle.
Michelle was here. I appreciate you guys.
P. Thomas.
And those of y'all that was watching that didn't comment or whatever, I see y'all on there. You know what I'm saying? Because these numbers, I know what they are. So don't even play. But appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys watch next week, and I hope you guys learn something from these conversations that we'll be having. And join us next week. Once again, I love my little crew here. Fat Boy, Dr. Cotton, my cuz, Woody, you know what's up.
Yeah.
Next week, of course, every week we got something fresh for you guys, for your friends. So join us next week. What do you got, Fat Boy?
Oh man, I love y'all, man. I thank y'all once again. Always giving me another therapy session every day, another couch. I love the comments. We reached 100 messages, 100 comments again. Y'all floated in. As for my team, man, Fuel, Black Live. Happy birthday again to Black Live. Dr. C, the ladies won't have it no other way.
Yeah, you got to be here. You can't be late no more.
Jesus says, if you don't get
I'm trying to get some Jesus.
They be about to hang up. They be about to hang us from a rope around this thing. For real. But no, I love every last one of y'all, man. It's always a blessing. It's always beautiful to learn, to grow with y'all.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'm tripping.
What?
Dear brothers, dear sisters. Was it Fired Up Thursday now?
Fired Up Broadcast.
Okay, yeah. Make sure you send you a small clip, no longer than a minute, audio or video, to Fired Up Broadcasting at gmail.com. That's Fired Up Broadcasting at gmail.com. Title it Dear Brother, Dear Sister, because sometimes we need to give Black Live a break.
No, hell no. Who said that? Man, you better be on top of that. You better talk to somebody and talk to somebody that talk to somebody. Damn it, get some
look, we got to get off this thing. Let me tell y'all, I love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it.
For sure,
really do. Everybody that's on here, hey, tell one person, tell two person, tell 5, tell 10. Y'all get on in here and get some of this knowledge, because we really want to be here to help everybody. And I just to not step on Dr. C, but I pray that what we say helps somebody out there. Okay, that it reaches you at a point that you needed to hear it.
Come on,
and
man.
Other than that, I'm out.
Yes, sir.
That's good. Like, you better say it on your birthday time. So look, it's always a pleasure. I'm honored and I am grateful that God thought enough of me to allow me to spend this time with you all every week. And it is important that we are diving into topics and conversations that other people don't necessarily want to talk about, or they want to just stay on one side of relationships when we need to talk about everything. Mm-hmm. So, this opens the door, and then also being transparent. Transparency helps other people heal.
Right.
So even though we laugh a lot about what Fat Boy is doing and the fact that he's going to his therapy and he comes in and shares it with us, but it's been helping Fuel because he ain't gonna go.
For real.
So the reality is this: he's doing what he needs to do to impart the gift that he's been given, to go and receive something, to drop the nuggets on all of us when we're here on Thursday, and for everybody that's tuning in. So if you're not tuning in, you need to start tuning in, because you're missing out on the nuggets that are coming through the waves, you know. And for me, I just love you guys, you know, can't wait to the next time. And, you know,
that's right. That's what's
yourself.
All right. Who's Slow to Love? Slow to Love, you just not joining? Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate the hands, purple, blue, peace, and face, hearts, and all that good stuff there. We appreciate it. Hey, that's gonna do it for y'all this week. We see y'all next week. Same back time, same back channel at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right. That's gonna do it. We out.
And remember, if they talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace.
All our illusions will disappear, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking